You know, the average worker gets a 3% raise every year, but doing a little research and preparation could help you land an even bigger pay bump. Simply Money's Amy Wagner's in studio to talk about the best way to do that. This is such an important topic because it's going to be scary to go for that raise.
Well, and everyone likes the idea, of course, of more money, but it's intimidating to think about walking into the boss with your hand out saying, okay, I need more money, which is why less than 50% of Americans ever ask for a raise. I think people are just very intimidated. But if you do your research, take just a few kind of critical steps, you're going to be in really good shape. And the first thing you need to do is research how much the compensation is for other people. And you need to make sure you're comparing apples to apples. This means if you are a teacher who's been in this position for 10 years, make sure that you're going on websites like salary.com and Glassdoor, and you're comparing someone who has a very similar job. Now, when you are researching salaries, one warning here, don't go asking the people that you work with in your company. I mean, a lot of companies have policies against talking about salaries and compensation with other people, so do your homework, just make sure it's outside of the company. And then keep in mind that timing here is everything. Now, we're in a great market for employees. We talk about like when you're selling a house or buying a house, it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. Yeah. This is an employee's market right now. There's a lot of employers that are looking for good people. And so your employer obviously wants to keep you there. So you're much more likely to be able to stay. But what if your company has taken maybe a hit financially, locally, or recently, and you've maybe only been there for a few months? That's not the time. But if you have a consistent record of performing at work, maybe you've been on a big project recently that did well, now's maybe the time to go into the boss and say, okay, look at my track record. Speaking of that track record, though, it's good to write it down before and kind of rehearse what you want to say. And especially if you can point to anything that's helped the company's bottom line. If something you've done, maybe suggested, has helped bring in money or save the company money, you're in a really good position to ask for a little more. But here's the thing, you can't get personal. And I think for a lot of people, you start thinking about the raise when something expensive is coming up. Maybe you've got a big family vacation, maybe one of your kids is going away to college, and you can't go to the boss and say, I need more money because I need to help pay for college.
Thing. You can't do that.
It's a business decision for them, and you have to understand it. If you get too personal, you're gonna get caught up and you're not gonna walk away feeling as good as you should, and I think your boss might have kind of a different feeling about it. But if you do your research, think through things, time it well. We just looked at a recent study by PayScale. They say 75% of people who ask for a raise actually get one.
What?
Yes.
75?
So you're crazy. Yeah, you're crazy to not try and ask. And if you do your research and can put yourself in a really good light with a boss, I think you're probably in really good shape to get that bump. Now is the time to do it.
And what do you have to lose? If they say no, you're in the same position.
Right. You're in the same position. And maybe you've made them aware of something that you have done for the company that maybe they weren't aware of before. So maybe now is not the time, but it could open the door in 6 months or a year down the road. So it really never hurts. And as long as you're respectful, you know, and you don't get too personal, you just keep it on a business level, you're in really good shape.
Good point about keeping it personal, and I think writing it down kind of helps you stick to that track of
just thinking through it and practicing it, so if you get in there and you get nervous, you're on point and you know exactly what you wanted to say.
Good advice. Again, 75% of people usually get the raise if they ask. I cannot believe that number.
You know, because I think it's just people are afraid to ask. Bosses know that. So if you're going in, you're actually showing some assertiveness, which is a great trait as well.
Absolutely. Simply Money tip of the week.
The tip of the week, okay, so right now, today's not, well, today's kind of cool out actually, but for those really hot days, you know, air conditioning is not enough. A lot of people use ceiling fans. Make sure in the summer your ceiling fan is going counterclockwise. That pushes the cold air down. So in the summer, you want your fan blades going counterclockwise. In the winter, going clockwise, the hot air rises and that helps distribute that warmer air. So in the summer, counterclockwise, that'll actually maybe save you a little on the AC bills this summer.